It's been nearly 2 years since we last saw cruise ships in Australia, but next month, cruising's back.
There were tears, there'll be celebrations and champagne later.
Absolutely ecstatic. This is the best news I've obviously heard in a long time.
This is the moment we've been waiting for.
In the year before the pandemic, Australia welcomed over 600,000 passengers from 350 vessels. But since COVID, cruise ships have been banished to the backwater, out of sight and out of mind, which makes today's announcement all the more momentous. Peter, how big a deal is this announcement?
It's huge.
Cruisepassenger.com.au editor Peter Lynch.
We have a readership online and in print of 500,000 people, and I can tell you now that 85% of those people have been telling us they want to cruise right away. And 92% of them are double vaxxed and ready to go. So there is an enormous number of Australians who are just dying to get on those cruise ships.
Well, the big question is when can we get on those ships?
Well, P&O is promising that on May the 31st, they will have a ship at this very dockside.
Right here.
And they're also promising Sydney-siders the party of the century. They're saying that they will party as never before to celebrate the return of their ship. So they'll have 3 ships in Australia, and they'll be sailing. That first ship will sail from here to Brisbane. Then after that, they will bring the other 2 ships in, and we will have a fleet of ships sailing probably between Melbourne, Sydney, and Queensland and Brisbane.
Wow, so 3 ships all in a row. Did you ever think you would get to that stage?
No, I'm just very pleased to hear it. And then our cruise season, which starts in October, we'll get 2 of the newest, biggest ships from Royal Caribbean. The Quantum of the Seas, which is one of the biggest ships, Spectrum of the Seas, will be sailing out of Brisbane and sailing out of Sydney. So we can really look forward to seeing some great new hardware when they arrive. And then towards the end of the year, the luxury lines like Regent Seven Seas, Oceania, they'll be arriving here. Viking bringing in their own ship. So there'll be a lot of activity at this dockside. Strangely quiet now, but it won't be like this soon.
It beats watching ferries go up and down their waterways,
It
doesn't
does.
it?
Now, very interesting race to be first, because Ponant, the luxury cruise line from France, is saying that they will be in Darwin 1 month before that P&O ship. So Ponant has had 2 ships in Noumea ready to go with the engines running for at least 4 weeks. So
Wow.
there's a lot of keenness to get going.
Across town in Sydney's inner west, Select Fresh Providore's business halved when cruises were banned. Soon, Stephen Biviano will be shifting more than a few avocados.
We had a huge amount of infrastructure put in place prior to the ban. Having dormant warehouses sitting here waiting, and we've lost a lot of staff as well. So now the time's come. We've got a date. Now we can start to push forward, get those staff in place, get the things in place for us to have a successful restart and a successful season moving forward.
Brisbane travel agent Jean Summers-Reeves from Clean Cruising might have popped the champagne cork, but now the hard work begins.
We can start hiring again, which is a huge thing. We've lost so many good people, and that's going to be a real challenge for the entire industry.
And what about those deals, Jean?
Between low deposits and amazing drink and Wi-Fi packages, then you've got the cruise ships that offer the more premium all-inclusive. It's all already on sale. What we are seeing is everything selling out.
There's some extra measures that have been put in place.
Yes, so very sensibly, of course, passengers have to be double vaxxed, crews have to be triple vaxxed, there will be checks daily to make sure. And one really interesting new measure, which I think is taking account of what happened just before the pandemic, ships will have to register and send full reports of every passenger and their health forward before that ship enters Sydney Harbour. If you recall, during the inquiries that took place, there was some concern over the reporting of sickness on board ships. This time, I think those measures will make sure that doesn't happen. And of course, in the intervening period, cruise lines have done a tremendous job of upgrading their medical facilities. So down below, there are virtual hospitals, including all the machinery that you need to take care of someone who is very sick indeed, should that happen.
Yeah, we'll always have the die-hard cruisers, the people that will just keep coming back.
I know them well.
Yeah.
They're great guys and girls.
Given what's happened,
Yes.
will the industry be able to attract newcomers?
Well, interestingly, Cruise is sailing in 86 countries right now and has been doing so for a year. They've been cruising in Singapore for 15 months. And one of the most interesting things about that is the number of new, younger couples who are getting on board cruise ships. And the reason for that is they see the virtue of the argument that on board a ship, everybody is tested. Everybody's tested once a day. The crew are all triple jabbed, and that has to be better than standing in the foyer of a hotel where you just don't know where anybody's come from. So that safety message has got through, and yes, I think new to cruise people are definitely interested in this form of holiday.
All right, well, good to see you back up and running as well.
Excellent. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We'll be here on May the 31st.